Hey, what's up? My name is Dave, and as you know, I interpret everything. Today I'm going to be interpreting Creed 3, a 2023 sports action drama film, and third in the Creed trilogy, as well as ninth film in the Rocky Balboa universe as a whole. Michael B. Jordan reprises his role as Adonis Creed and has since retired the sport, now opting to be more of a mentor for the next big names in boxing. However, when an old childhood friend of Donnie's shows up, wanting a chance at a championship title after being in prison for 18 years, Donnie feels obligated to give that chance to his old friend. But when he realizes that his old buddy is up to no good, Donnie needs to get back into that ring to stop him, because this time it's personal. Before I get too far into this review, I did want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Rashad J Reviews, who will be joining me a little bit later in the review to provide his thoughts on Creed 3. So again, I wanted to thank him for joining me in not only this review, but for every review in the Rocky series, which we started this collaboration series over a year and a half ago. So thank you for sticking with me, man, and we are not done. Not by a long shot. We have more films to discuss. Just you wait. So we'll be hearing his thoughts on Creed 3 in just a hot second! But first, my thoughts on some of the positives here. As I have said in the past, this was my first time watching Creed 3. I didn't know what to expect, as I knew nothing about it narratively, other than the fact that Sylvester Stallone was not gonna be in it due to some disagreements with the creative decisions in the film. That idea alone had always sat wrong with me, and maybe a part of me never wanted to see it because I was on Sly's side, and a Rocky movie without him, even though it's not really about him anymore, just felt icky. Though I put those thoughts aside when I watched the movie and I just tried to enjoy it on its own. I have to say though, the film is more than adequate. This is truthfully an incredibly solid, exciting, and well put together film on all fronts. Yes, it feels oddly lopsided the more that you think about how Sly was so integral in the other movies and he's just not here, nor is he mentioned or anything, kind of like he never existed in the first place. But the less that you think about that, the more you realize the film works extremely well anyway. I've always been impressed by how this series has been able to effortlessly keep things grounded and make all these fights personal and new in different ways. And going on, 50 years now, you would expect it not to hit so hard anymore personally, where audiences wouldn't be so invested anymore. But you'd be surprised. It has always found a way to keep things original, relatable, and the threat of the other side is consistently looming and palpable. What's more is if you stop and you think about the script specifically, especially during the most grounded human aspects of the film, I swear you will feel Rocky Balboa, as if these scenes were almost written for his character and for Adrian and all the other characters in those films, except maybe now it's more modernized. And obviously Donnie provides a little bit something extra for his character given how he was brought up. So even though Sly's not in the movie, I appreciate the fact that he's still felt. Now, I do have some negatives about this film. Not many, mind you. A couple of things maybe, but first, let's hear from Rashad. Take it away, dude.
All right, Dave, this is it. Well, at least for now, until they do a Creed 4. This is the final frontier, the last of them, Creed 3. So with Creed 1 being what I consider a masterpiece, Creed 2 was a very good follow-up, but not great. So how does Creed 3 rank among the Creed and Rocky movies? This was one of my favorites of the year that it dropped. I think it was, 2022, 2023? It was one of them. Yeah, it was one of my favorite joints of the year. And once again, not as solid as the first movie. You can argue that it's better than the second one. But I think what was interesting about Creed 3 is that this time there's no Rocky Balboa. Stallone and the producers fell out, so he is not a part of this. But I think that works almost to the movie's advantage, because now we see, can the character of Creed carry his own story? Is he a compelling enough character where he can lead his own movie without Rocky Balboa? And the answer is yes. Michael B. Jordan directed this. I believe he wrote it. Did he write it? I'm not sure. I know he definitely directed it, stars in it, and he's as good as ever in the role. Probably the best he's ever played Creed, because now he's a seasoned veteran. He's a confident boxer. Now he's a promoter like his dad was, like Apollo Creed was. And you just see the confidence in this character and how he's grown from the last two movies. So this time around, the antagonist is now Damien, played by Jonathan Majors, who was a childhood friend. They got in all kind of trouble together, and Damien did a bid for Adonis. So in a lot of ways, he feels like Adonis owes him a big favor. And now that he's out of jail after doing, 18 years, he's like, look, man, I was the best. Nobody can beat me. And I never got my shot the way you did. And I was the best fighter. So, yo, give me that shot just like Rocky got his shot. And it's funny, he says Apollo Creed gave an unknown fighter a shot at the title, and he never said Rocky. I don't think Rocky's name was even mentioned in this movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Donnie feeling guilty is like, damn, I do owe him, because if it wasn't for me, he probably could have been something. He probably could have, made something out of his life. And he grants him that favor. And then that's when stuff goes wrong. Out of guilt, he says, damn, I have all this stuff, but it's like, this is the guy, this is the person that should have had the shot that I had. Like, I don't deserve this. And it takes his wife playing like the agent role to tell him, like, no, you earned this. You deserve this. Like, don't think otherwise. I feel like there was a chunk missing near the end. It seems like after Damian fought Felix, that the movie just like kind of just jumped. Okay, now it goes from Felix losing to Marianne Creed dying, and then training montage, and boom, now we have a fight. I'm like, damn, was a chunk missing here? Did the studio make them cut the movie? Because I think it falls just under 2 hours, but I think originally there's like a 2 hour and 20-minute cut somewhere that we just haven't seen yet. I think Jonathan Majors as Damien was brilliant. Him and Michael B. Jordan worked very well together. You believe that they were once brothers, and now that they have to fight each other. And I remember going to see this. I saw an early screening of this, and it was a packed house. We saw it in IMAX. And man, like when the punches hit, like you felt it. You know what I mean? The crowd, we were into it like it was a real fight. Like we were cheering. We were like, yeah, fist bumping, like, that's right, that's how you get him. But also, the fight, I think, had fans divided. Dave, I think you're going to talk about this as well. It doesn't follow the classic Rocky format of, okay, you have 2 rounds and then boom, you go into a montage. So 1 round, one guy's winning, the next round, the other guy's winning, then boom, we got to have a montage. This time it goes kind of weird, and come to find out, Michael B. Jordan is a big anime fan. So anime inspired him with this movie, especially with that fight scene at the end. So personally, I didn't mind it. I thought that it fit the story, it fit the characters. But to those that really love the franchise and love the Rocky montages, I think you're going to be disappointed. But I thought that it fit. Is it the best fight of the Creed movies? Hell to the nah. But just from a story standpoint, what this fight meant with these 2 characters, I thought it worked. Personally speaking, I still think the best fight in the Creed series is Creed Drago, the second fight. But this one here, I thought it held its own. So back to Stallone not being in this movie, I think this shows, yes, that Adonis Creed, Michael B. Jordan can carry his own movie, his own story. Rocky is not really needed, but at the same time, it is Rocky. Rocky is a part of the story. This is the Rocky universe. So everything happens for a reason. Yes, we proved that Donnie can hold his own in his own movie. But if they make a 4th one, you got to have Rocky Balboa. There's no other way. You have to have Rocky in this franchise. It just doesn't feel right without him being there. Anyways, Creed 3 gets an A from me. Loved it. If I rank them, since this is the last one I rank him, I say Creed 1 is still the best. I say as a whole, as a movie, I think Creed 3, I will put number 2, and then I would say 2. But as far as the best fights, yeah, Creed 2 gets that one for me. And that's it, and that's also Dave. Thanks again for inviting me, man. Looking forward to the next one. I think you'll be doing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. See you in the next video, bro.
Thank you once again to Rashad for joining me on my channel to discuss Creed 3. The next time that you'll see him on my channel, we'll probably be discussing the latest Indiana Jones entry, Dial of Destiny, so look out for that. Rashad and I definitely had similar thoughts on this film as a whole, though, as we both think that it's weird to have Stallone out of the picture, but we can both appreciate it on its own. I think that a big part of that is definitely because he could technically show up in the next movie. It's up in the air. There's really only a slim possibility that he would do it, but it is a possibility. And I'm just gonna put this out there. The 50th anniversary is coming up, and the next movie would be the 10th in the universe of movies, so I mean, I mean, come on. Anyways, my negatives, other than the fact that Stallone isn't in the movie, mostly has to do with one of the main arguments that the film has, and I'm consistently having an issue with it, it's this idea that Creed is too old to get back into the ring. They try to sell it, but I'm sorry, Michael B. Jordan has never looked better, ever. And they apparently forgot all about the Rocky Balboa movie when Rocky was pushing 60, and I was terrified for Stallone that he was gonna die while filming it. I'm sorry, but Michael B. Jordan, last year when he made this movie, he was my age now, 36, and we're supposed to just buy into this idea that he's too old to do it? It's a weird argument, to say the least. That's all. But that's really it when it comes down to the negatives. As a whole, the film's solid. The performances were top-notch. The fights were well choreographed to the point where I knew what they were planning to do before they did it. The other films had some better fights. That's true. And overall, I'd still say that Creed 1's the best, but this is a close second for me. I'm going to be rating this B+. But guys, let me know your thoughts about Creed 3 in the comment section down below. Are you a fan of it? Are you not? Which Creed film is your personal favorite? Do you think that it works without Rocky? Let me know. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, whenever and whatever that may be. But until then, peace out.